All right, we're here. It's time. What your subclass says about you. Now, for starters, Hammer Titans. Ironically, Solar Subclass, Solar Titan. You do know what the sun is. Hammer Titan is a solid individual, just someone who isn't too invested into the game. The casuals, more or less. This is the casuals' favorite subclass. I know people say Thunder Crash. No. Hammers, you do a lot with hammers. But also you do a lot outside of Destiny. You're not that guy, Next, Bubble Titans. Bubble Titans are the kind of people who started playing Destiny 2 3,000, 4,000, 5,000 hours ago, and they're relegated to a support role on the subclass where you want to have fun playing. You're playing support, which isn't fun, on a subclass where you're supposed to have fun, which means you're optimizing, you're min-maxing, which also means you're a basement dweller. You are the beginning, mid-murky layer of the swamp that is the underclass of society that is Destiny 2 mains. So that's where we're going right here. Number 3. Thunder Crash, aka Arc, aka if you're using Fist of Havoc, you're throwing Titans. I know what you're gonna say. Thunder Crash, OG, Panic Slam. This is your dad's favorite subclass. This is right, but it's not anymore. Nobody uses it for Fist of Havocs. Maybe 3 years ago, 4 years ago even. Pre-Forsaken, I'd say. This subclass, you could talk to women without crying. However, the sweatiest tryhards known to man are still absolutely grubbing that Juggernaut shield, that speed boost in Crucible. It's just, ugh. It's icky, it's disgusting. If you play Arc Titan, you've never felt a woman's touch in your entire life. Needlestorm Titan. The only people who are playing Needlestorm Titan are people that I personally don't want to be friends with. You can say what you want about them. You're using Titan Super for DPS, which in and of itself is it is as haram as it gets. There's nothing about Titan that screams damage per second. You want big numbies. That's where the hammers come from. That's where the Thunder Crash comes in. That's where the spinny Juggernaut, that's where that comes in. Big numbies. You're getting a bunch of little numbies. You are the ADHD warrior. You are Adderalled up. You are just sitting there in the basement doing what you do best. However, you're not doing it as good as you can. That's the problem. We'll get to DPS pretty soon. Despite what you may think about this next subclass, Juggernaut Titans, some would say I've never felt a woman's touch because they used to be the sweatiest thing known to man. No, Juggernaut Titans are the only people that are still having fun playing the game. Know what that means? That means they have other things to do in their life, other ways to take out stress, which means they are Johnson overlords. We are abusing the top tier early and often here. The Juggernaut Titan is the Johnson overlord of the Destiny world. It's just I make the rules, and that's what I say. They're the most social people around. They're the happiest people. They're the only ones having fun. They know how to close the game and then not come back. They haven't been playing Destiny for the past 3 months. They've been playing Fortnite. They're doing other things. They have jobs. They have families. The opposite of the Arc Titan. Juggernaut Titans, Stasis Titans, they're good people at heart. It doesn't matter if they know what they're doing is grimy. It doesn't matter because their life isn't Destiny. They're having fun. Solar, Warlocks, Golden Guns, Blade Barrage. These people, they've been to the club once or twice. They can talk to women without crying. Now, controversial that the panickiest of the Panic Supers, Blade Barrage, they know how to manage pressure. That's the thing with these people. If they didn't know how to manage pressure, they wouldn't know how to talk to women. They're very predictable. They not predictable. They know how to predict the future. They have a crystal ball with that golden gun, because you can't, especially with the 6-shooter, you can't just be popping that willy-nilly. You gotta think ahead of time, slow down, observe the game, know what's on the table. Hitting those 6-shooter shots with the 100 golden gun, it's better than sex. Now, These people haven't had sex, but they can talk to women without crying. Is all I'm gonna say. Void Hunters, aka the Tether Boys. The reason why the picture on this thing is a tether is because nobody has used Spectra Blade since patch 1 of Forsaken where Gwizinvest got nerfed. Nobody ever has used Spectra Blades since that day. These people, they know what the sun is. Like I said, it's another one of these things where their joy was taken away from them a long time ago when Spectra Blades got nerfed, when they changed the subclass tree, when you had to not intentionally upgrade bottom tree hunter for the void to make sure that you don't get quiver, because quiver used to be the worst upgrade in the entire game. It just made the super worse and you couldn't undo it. But now we're chilling. Void 3.0, the first big subclass change. It was the first because it's the best, and they're buzzing. They're not buzzing so much, they still have a little bit of social issues and everything, with the whole spam and visibility, you run around the map. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at me. Gear Falcons Hoiberg. I am a Gear Falcons Hoiberg enjoyer. And the only thing you can use it on, is Void Hunter. And we know what the sun is. We know where it's at. I haven't taken off Void Hunter since Season of the Haunted ended. I'll say it. Controversial. I know. Ever since Season of the Haunted ended, it's not come off. I have not taken Gwizinvest off. It's locked. It's the only piece of chest armor I own. Moving on. Arc Staff. Johnson Overlords. Say what you will. Arc Staff and Gathering Storm are probably the least effective supers in the entire game. To intentionally nerf yourself by using something so painfully ineffective where you are put at a natural disadvantage against all of your other opponents, there's a reason why. They're bad in Crucible. Doesn't do a whole heck of a lot of damage. I don't care. Say what you will. Oh, but my Star Eater scales. Oh, but my... Shut up. Shut up. It's easy for me to sit here and say, I'm a Johnson Overlord, but I don't. I admit it. I know what the sun is, but I don't talk to women. That's why Void Hunter knows what the sun is. The people that are around here, griming, absolutely just thugging that shit out. It's kind of the opposite situation with Juggernaut, with Juggernaut Stasis Titan, where they play the game as a full-time job. However, they enjoy what they do. It's like the horseshoe theory of Destiny. The more you hate the game, the more you start to enjoy it. And the more you enjoy the game, the more you start to hate it. And Arc Hunters are on the opposite side of the spectrum. They are on the hate the game, but love doing it. Right? Whereas Stasis, they love the game, but they hate playing it. It's just one of those deals. I'm just going to make this one quick and dirty. If you play Stasis Hunter, you've never felt a woman's touch, period, end of story, point blank. I'm not even sorry. You deserve to be committed to a mental institution. You don't deserve happiness. I still remember those days, beginning of Beyond Light, when these supers first came out in the first place. I played it. I felt bad. I felt bad for people. I was set. These dudes would come home after a full 8-hour shift. They got their pulse rifle on. They got their Warlock. They got their Titan. They got their Hunter, whatever. I'm sat there in Crucible. I'm triple throwing shurikens. I'm killing people. I'm freezing them. I'm shatter diving. I'm dashing. You are a virgin supreme. There is nothing redeemable about you if you use Stasis Hunter. I promise you. It's on site. If I ever see you using Stasis Hunter in public, it's over. It's over for you. Now, Strand Hunter is a complicated creature. I, for one, like using it. I think it's really, really fun, but it's not very good. Now, the problem with it is, being completely honest and being completely fair, we haven't had a lot of time to marinate in what makes a Strand Hunter tick. Now, me personally, I think they really just want to be playing Spider-Man, but they don't have enough money for PS5, which is why I think they're Basement 12. They don't have jobs. If they did, they'd have a PlayStation. They'd be playing Spider-Man. These are the kind of people that play exclusively on the free weekends. We're talking little Timmys, little Tommies, people that still are in elementary, middle school, high school, people that don't have their first car yet. The definition of a basement dweller. This is a net negative on society, if you will. Onto the good stuff, Warlocks. Ooh. Y'all are not going to like me for these. Despite what you people may think about Solar Warlocks being the Johnson overlords of the Destiny worlds, harsh reality check. You have never, ever touched a woman if you play support in a first-person shooter. It's simple. Say what you will. LFG, need Warlock. LFG, Warlock. LFG, Starfire Protocol. LFG, KWTD, boom. Stop all the acronyms. Say what you will. LFG, virgin, male, between the age of 16 and 35. Still plays Destiny 2 in the year 2023. Willing to play Warlock. They click F, they click Super, and they're done. These people, they've never picked up a controller in their lives. They've never held a gamepad, but they've also never touched a woman. And I haven't even scratched the surface on what Dawnblade used to be. Dawnblade was the original Stasis Hunter with how oppressive it was. It was the OG one-eye mask, man. Ooh. Year one, you telling me Dawnblade can do all this stuff? It got heals, it got movement, it got it can do everything, and it has one of the shortest super cooldowns in the entire game. It's on sight. Don't say I didn't warn you. You've never felt the touch of a woman if you main Solar Warlock. Voidwalkers, on the other hand, they know what the sun is. If you're popping out Silova Bomb in Crucible, if you're popping out the Shatter Nova Bombs, the Quick Nova Bombs, I don't even know what they are. If you're using the Rift, whatever it's called, I don't even know the name of it. Nobody has ever used that super. It is one of the most painfully useless supers in the other game. It's almost as useless as hell. Spectre Blades. All of the Void supers that were added at Forsaken are garbage. Spectre Blades is garbage. The Banner Shield, it's absolutely atrocious now. Don't even get me started on Banner Shield, because they're already in Basement Dwellers. Like, they would probably get upgraded if I went into how ineffective that subclass is, but they only play Bubble. But Void, nobody's playing Nova Walker. Nobody. Who's playing Nova Walker? Why would you? And that's why you know what the sun is, because you don't make good decisions, but you do know to go outside and touch some grass. Arc Warlocks. Your Emperor Palpatine type can talk to women without crying. These are roll with the flow, with the you need your DPS and your big numbies and everything. So many things cater towards Arc Warlocks specifically. It's a shame they aren't used more. It used to be used way more in the past. I like it when my Warlocks play things other than Solar. I don't like it when they play. Don't like it when they play the next two. But you know, you can talk to a woman without crying. You are the energy and the life. I'm so angry just by looking at this icon. I can't even begin to tell you. I don't even know what the name of it is. All I know it as is the coldest sound design in the history of Destiny. I'm just gonna play a clip for it real quick. It's that cold. Got the clip. I'm trusting myself to edit this later. Don't even worry. That clip, that sound design. You think that, and you're like, oh. You hear that? That is just a audiogasm. That is grand. That is like, oh, baby. And then what happens? You proceed to commit crimes against humanity. Nothing will ever prepare you for 13 turrets coming off of Cauldron, coming off Fellwinter's Peak. You see that turret in the sniper's nest of Fellwinter Peak, you gooped. You slowed, you can't jump. They're throwing grenades, they're doing everything. It's just, you will never feel a woman's touch in your entire life, and I'm sorry. I am sorry for you. However, I'm not sorry because you choose to play Stasis Warlock. It's just, like I said, I make the rules, I make the list. Never feel woman's touch. Finally, last but not least, Needle Storm. I struggled for a while figuring out where I want to rank Needle Storm, and it really pains me because it's one of those things where I want to see other things for the Warlock succeed. I really do. Warlock is my least favorite class, but it's one of the most necessary classes in the game, specifically because of the one-trick pony that is the Never Feel Woman's Touch Well Walkers. It's one of those things where I say to myself, am I comfortable putting Needle Storm in the Johnson Overload? Because you're choosing to make your class redundant? Or am I putting Needle Storm in Basement Dweller? Because the only people using Needle Storm are people who actually know a thing or two about the game. I'm not saying it's a bad subclass. I'm just saying that, like the other Strand subclasses, we haven't had enough time to digest. These things have only been out, give or take, 9 months. It's February, the DLC dropped. It's November, time I'm recording this. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But these people, they have charts, they have DPS numbers, they have damage numbers, they have everything. These guys are Dado. This is Dado does Destiny. Personified subclass. Does way too much and is rewarded for it. It is good for it. But still, lives in the basement. There it is. And that's the list. Think of it what you will. Personally, I don't think there's ever been a greater list in the history of Destiny. I feel that I feel like I've surpassed myself from the last time I made a list. This is where we're at now. So I don't care what you think, but I want you to tell me so I can ignore it. Talk to you next time.